Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. It seems like Call of Duty has completely changed its approach within Warzone as of late. It almost is giving the impression that Battle Royale within Warzone is no longer a focus, especially as we approach the upcoming year of Black Ops 6 and the integration there and what we currently know about the wrap up of Warzone 3 and Modern Warfare 3. For instance, this tweet from Charles Intelligence, aka Charlie Intel, the other day sort of sparked this idea, and I wanted to expand on it more because there's actually a lot that supports this idea that Big Map Battle Royale on Warzone is not necessarily going to be something that is consistently supported, which absolutely sucks, I should say. But here's what Charlie Intel says. There is not one mention of Big Map Urzikstan in the Season 6 blog. No haunting event for the Big Map in Warzone, and ranked in Warzone is on Rebirth Island yet again. Big Map Battle Royale over the course of Modern Warfare 3 really has not gotten much at all. When Modern Warfare 3 integrated into Warzone, we obviously saw Urzikstan drop, and that was the new big map, kind of similar to Verdansk vibes in terms of the overall environment. You had a big downtown area, you had some open spaces, a little bit of elevation change. It's still its own unique map and it has its specific features and things, but it was kind of a standard Battle Royale map. Admittedly, I don't think the map had much personality, and maybe that's because it hasn't evolved at all really over the course of all these seasons. But the map dropped with Season 1. It was what it was. It currently is what it is. And we really haven't seen it change all that much. The POIs have not really been updated. There's been no significant nighttime version of the map or large game-altering, POI-altering events where, a building collapses and downtown is completely changed, or, there's some kind of evil scheme going on the map that ties into the story and it opens up a new building, or part of a POI gets obliterated by some kind of attack. Like, we saw so much lore-based updates and story-based updates in Verdansk throughout the base Verdansk and Verdansk 84 that it ended up having a lot of personality. The map itself did. Whereas this year on Urzikstan, we got some green goo on the Popov Power point of interest. The slimes came from Minecraft. That was it. And then we got some tunnels underneath. Like, that was the big map Battle Royale update for all of Modern Warfare 3. One POI got a slight visual update, a couple of new tunnels and an underground area, and that was pretty much it. And now we've got the Haunting, one of the most anticipated events of the year. And what do we have for Urzikstan? Nothing. It's all on Rebirth or in multiplayer or on Vandal. Battle Royale doesn't really get anything. And Westy actually raised a really good point here in response to this being a big issue where Battle Royale in the big map is just not getting much attention. He says, here's how we got to this point, and he's pretty spot on with this. Warzone 2 Battle Royale kills the excitement for big map with terrible gameplay features and changes for the sake of change. Spot on. I will say this, Al Mazrah as a Battle Royale map, very good map. The design, the flow of it, I really thought was great outside of the fact of the large open desert in the north part of the map. I thought that was a little bit too much open space. There should have been like one more POI there. But outside of that, the design of Al Mazrah, the way that the world, was built out and how gunfights worked and how it flowed, despite the fact that the gameplay sucked and we were wearing cinder blocks on our feet, couldn't move, there was not really a fun part of gameplay within Warzone 2. The map itself, stripped away from the gameplay, I thought was one of the better Battle Royale maps that we've had. So, Al Mazrah's not it. The gameplay is not it. It's slow, it's clunky, there's not much action. Players then flock to Resurgence, where there was still some fun to be had. And that's only because gunfights were forced on Resurgence. Even though the movement still sucked and you were still super heavy and everything was clunky within Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2, at least there was action, right? So players all go to Resurgence. And then magically, the data shows that people play the Resurgence modes more. Not because it was more fun, but because it wasn't terrible. It was the lesser of two evils in this sense. Well, we're not playing Big Map Battle Royale. That's a snooze fest on Al Mazrah. We're gonna go to Resurgence. And so, the entirety of Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2's first year, you had Vandal, you had everything else going on there. It's like, okay, we're playing all this because we actually want gunfights. We need some action. We need to be able to play the game and not just run around, this big map and not really do anything for however long the match lasted. So they saw, hey, look at this. It's Warzone 2. Everyone's on Resurgence this year. They're loving the maps. And what does this lead to? More supports then funneled into Resurgence. Hey, everyone's playing the Resurgence mode. Let's keep this hype going. Let's focus on Resurgence. And that's what we got during Modern Warfare 3. Updates for Resurgence, Fortune's Keep, and Rebirth come back. We still had Vondel. We still had, Sheikah Island for a little bit, at least before it was replaced, right? But Resurgence gets updates season after season after season with new LTMs like Supreme Resurgence and all these new map and environment-based updates like the Recon Flyover and the Bioscanners and stuff like that. I'm forgetting a lot off the top of my head, but you get it. You get the point. We all know this is to be true. Resurgence got all the attention pretty much throughout the entire year, with the exception of the slime attack on Popov Power on Urzikstan. So big map BR support ends up dwindling and gets less and less focus placed upon it. Again, absolutely true. So how does this look for the future now? We've had another year where, surprise, surprise, not much is going on in big map battle royale. So what does their data say? What do all the analytics say? Hey, look at this. Everyone's playing Resurgence. Everyone's on Rebirth and Fortune's Keep and Resurgence map rotation. We have to keep supporting Resurgence, right? Clearly that's what everyone wants. Well, it's kind of just a repeat scenario. Well, I think Urzikstan is less of a map than Al Mazrah. The gameplay is obviously better, but it wasn't updated. So while it was fun to begin with, it's like, oh, season 1, this is fresh, this is new, this is fun. Season 2, okay, it's still fun, it's still kind of fresh, it's still kind of new, but pretty similar. Season 3, we've been playing this for 2 seasons. Season 4, we got to go to Resurgence. This is a snoozer, right? It's just a downward trend because there's no support there. Don't worry though, Verdansk is coming back in 2025, spring of 2025. I'd imagine probably sometime around the anniversary. March 10th, I think, would be the exact date for that. So that's when I'd guess. We've got no direct information besides spring 2025, right? So 6 months or so, and big map battle royale might finally see a big change of pace going to Verdansk. Now we know with the integration update for Black Ops 6 and Warzone in presumably late November or early December, Urzikstan's going to see some point of interest updates and map updates, and then it's also going to get ranked play. But even that is still going to be the same map, and unless those are some seriously drastic point of interest updates, how long can that actually hold players on the map? Is it going to continue to get updates in Season 1 Reloaded and Season 2 and maybe Season 3 while we wait for Verdansk? And then once Verdansk drops, it's going to be awesome to go back and revisit it, but let's face it, everyone's going to want it to be just like Warzone 1. It will not be just like Warzone 1. Nothing will ever be just like Warzone 1. So how long can Verdansk hold players before they say, all right, we've played this before, back to Resurgence for Gunfight Simulator, right? And then we're waiting supposedly, potentially, until Call of Duty 2025's integration in late fall, early winter of 2025 for the Avalon map to then go into big map battle royale and that be the large map. So that's another 6 or 7 months potentially of waiting, maybe even longer, depending on when Verdansk drops, for another big map and an actually brand new map again. So battle royale in general, at least big map battle royale, seems to have kind of been abandoned within Warzone, which kind of sucks. Not even kind of sucks. It does suck. It's limiting the variety. It's limiting the potential of what Warzone is as a whole. And I really wish we could see a world where both Resurgence and Battle Royale see constant support. It's not one in favor of the other. That's just not great. It's going to force players to go to one mode, even if they don't like it as much, just to simply find something to do, find something entertaining. And then that just equates to less playtime, which is not good for COD, and skewed data, which then causes them to promote a mode that is, while it's great, maybe not necessarily in need of all of the support, right? It's just kind of a messy, stinky situation. But yeah, that's gonna wrap things up for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video, a like rating would be seriously appreciated. It always helps grow the channel and get the video out there to new viewers. If you are new to the channel, or maybe you have not subscribed yet, we should change that. Every single day, I got you covered with news, updates, patch notes, and meta breakdowns. So feel free to hit that sub button on your way out to guarantee you're always up to date with all that stuff. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.